Welcome to Crypto Simulation Theory. I'm the Gaussian Snake. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about Ethereum and why I feel it's going to be a very strong mover in the new year. And we're about to have a New Year's explosion. Just a reminder, none of this is to be considered financial advice. Always do your own research and make your own financial plans. So if we look at ETH Bitcoin, we're going to pull it up actually on the weekly. I had it defaulted to the 3-day for something else. And just stretch this out a little bit. And you can see we did talk about this 0.031 level as being a potential macro bottom. Talked about that last year. And we haven't been anticipating a changeover ever since then. And that's exactly what's going on. We have a slightly higher low, arguably a double bottom forming on the weekly time frame with price action approaching the 0.5 fib. And so this is a really good sign for Ethereum against Bitcoin and showing that Ethereum is still a likely outcome. We look at the Gaussian channel on the weekly, we can see it is red and concave down. Ideally, we'd like to see this flip concave up. And for that to happen, we're going to need to see some mean reversion. So kind of curious to see how things are going to act around the 0.5 fib level. I think upside is much more likely than downside. If we turn on the Gunnar EMA, we can kind of get a sense of like where there might be a level of shifting because we have a bear market resistance band in place. This is the Gunnar EMA bear market resistance band on the weekly. However, we are at the lower boundary of it, which is just beneath the 0.5 fib. We do have a green indecisive here. So next week will be very crucial in like determining if we can get above this and start to close the gap and maybe get a change of trend going, and perhaps a journey towards the 618 fib at 0.046 Bitcoin. That, this process is going to take a little while. I don't expect, Ethereum to just rocket off against Bitcoin and never look back. There's going to be a transitional period, but I believe we're already in that. We're in the very beginning stages of this. So if you're holding altcoins on the Ethereum network, while you've been experiencing some weakness for quite some time now, I think you're likely to see that turn around soon. So in terms of moving averages, we do have ETH Bitcoin above its 20-week and 50-week. It is coming up on the 100-week, which is right at the 0.5 fib. I'd really like to see that overcome to have a shot at, getting to the 200-week, which is at about 0.04. There's a lot of obstacles for ETH Bitcoin to overcome, but I think it can do so in Q1 of this year. I think that's a likely outcome to happen. There's also a nice compression happening on the Bollinger Bands. While ETH Bitcoin has been in the bottom of the Bollinger Band, look at how it's sort of flattening out here, suggesting a bottoming formation. And you have some constriction starting to happen on the weekly. So I could definitely see, like I said, sometime this quarter, potentially by the end of this month or into February, an explosive move out of ETH Bitcoin, maybe back to the 618 fib. Really would like to see some action over at that level. That's a crucial level to overcome. I think that could happen this quarter. The weekly average sentiment oscillator is a decaying bear bubble, and we're likely to have a bullish cross happen this month. And then who knows, after that, it could be, like I said, some very good movement out of ETH Bitcoin. I mean, look at all these bear bubbles, one after another. You had bear bubble, and I mean, we could even like go further out. We haven't had a really good bull bubble for ETH Bitcoin since 2021. Just seems overdue, like one bear bubble after another. I think this pattern's about to end, and we're about to see a really nice bull bubble form for the majority of 2025, especially the first half. I think it's going to be a really great time to be an Ethereum holder or an Ethereum altcoin holder. On this channel, we suspected that Bitcoin's latest move, Bitcoin Dominance's latest move to the upside was likely a dead cat bounce at the 618 fib, and that's exactly what it looks like it has happened. The weighted Bollinger Band is starting to make the turn, and it's looking like Bitcoin Dominance is probably going to head down to a 0.5 fib relatively soon. I think this month it could happen, February by the latest, and start the next leg of Bitcoin Dominance's bear market, which should correspond to ETH Bitcoin's bull market starting. So as Bitcoin Dominance makes the turn, and also let's look at its Gaussian channel. It has already penetrated the green channel. Green channel is concave down, looking kind of weak. So this is really good for ETH and altcoins. So this is ETH USD, which is currently coming in at around $3,664. I think, we're pretty much out of the woods with this Gaussian channel, which looked like it was about to flip red. Maybe it will flip red for a slight bit here, but I think price action overall is looking pretty good right now. I think we might range a little bit between the 786 and 886, but ultimately I think this 886 is going to get broken to the upside in a cup and handle formation. So this would be sort of your cup and then, handle. And yeah, I mean, if we flip on some moving averages, maybe turn off the Bollinger Bands, we can see kind of like what's going on with ETH USD. Maybe flip off the Gaussian channel as well. And yeah, I mean, right now it's underneath its 20 week. It's above the 100 week, which is really good. We have a golden cross that's already happened of the 20 with the 100. We have a golden cross that's happened of the 50 with the 200. If this continues, we'll get a golden cross by late January of the 50 with the 100. I mean, everything's just setting up nicely for an explosive move from Ethereum. And, Bitcoin made it to its 1.272 fib as sort of its like first stop. And I think Ethereum could do the same in quarter 1. I think, I would be looking at around a $7,800 Ethereum probably by the end of this quarter, with a possibly being more explosive than Bitcoin was and heading even to the 1.414. I mean, we could challenge 10K in the first half of this year. And I think that is definitely a likely outcome. So I'm expecting some significant strength from ETH coming soon, this quarter. That's what I'm thinking. Overall, I still remain very bullish on Ethereum for the first half of the year. I think the year in general is going to be good for ETH. And we could see a move to, I would say my first stop, a major stop would after the all-time high. Once we get past that, would be about $7,800 ETH. And if Bitcoin rockets off to its 1.414 fib, we could see ETH go north of $10,000, fairly quickly. So yeah, I mean, I think my end goal for Ethereum, as I mentioned in a previous video, is somewhere between 15 and 20K by the end of the cycle. So I think that is likely to happen. Of course, a lot depends on what happens with Bitcoin. So, and again, we don't know how Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to react in a higher interest rate environment that we're in. We've never really been through this before, so we have to kind of take things as they come. So I hope you enjoyed this video on Ethereum. Please be sure to like and comment down below with your thoughts. What do you think about a New Year's explosion for ETH? And let me know your thoughts also in my Telegram channel. I have a great Telegram with lots of daily analysis. And, by the time you see something here on YouTube, we've probably already talked about it in Telegram. Be sure to also subscribe to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Nothing here was financial advice, but I'll see you next time in the crypto simulation. Bye now.